AJ Lee is back and is here to say, as it says down below there. What's up, guys? AW here. Everyone, welcome to my channel. This is a channel for all your pop culture needs and wrestling needs. Well, pop culture content, wrestling content, not your needs. If you're into wrestling and you're not into pop culture, it's still a channel for you. If you're into pop culture and not into wrestling, this is a channel for you. If you're into both, this is a channel for you. Alright? Pop culture includes movies, TV shows, video games, fandoms, obviously. Wrestling, alright? Now, if you're new here and you want to like, subscribe. Also, new and current subs, smash the like button, thumbs up this like button. Also, if you're interested and you haven't become a member yet, you want to become a member of my channel, there's a join membership down below. 3 tiers. The final tier is not very expensive, only $5. So if you want to become a member, then become a member if you want. Alright, guys. Obviously, I did a stream on this. If you haven't watched it, I did a stream on this. It's called Lane SmackDown. It was episode 3. And I mentioned in that stream that I mentioned that stream about AJ Lee, right? I talked about AJ Lee. So I went over AJ Lee's return to WWE after a 10.5 year hiatus, right? So I talked about it for about, I don't know, 25 minutes maybe? 20 to 25 minutes. It was a long segment, I would say. I also mentioned that in that segment in that discussion about AJ Lee that this is not a one-off. This is not short-term, okay? Not short-term. This is not something she's gonna appear for WrestlePalooza and just be off TV again, be done wrestling again. No. This is not that. This is not a short-term deal. This is not like a 3-month deal, 6-month deal, 9-month deal. No, she signed a multi-year contract, not a 1-year contract. More than 1 year contract, a multi-year contract. So 2 or more, right? 2 or more contract with WWE. Okay, the reports are coming out. It might be a 3-year deal. Okay, a 3-year deal, which is fine. WWE tends to sign their contracts mostly to 5 years, but AJ Lee's in a different case. So she's looks like 3 years. It's a 3-year deal, apparently. And so she's gonna be here for the next 3 years for some time being. So after her and her husband, after they're done with Seth and Becky, she'll still hang around in WWE, doing other things in WWE. Right? There's a lot of things that she can do in WWE now, since the division compared back to her when she was on top in the division. Since the women's division, both brands, NXT, since the divisions in all 3 brands, is vastly superior to when she was arguably the top woman in WWE. I know that the Nikki Bella stands will go at me, but whatever. But during their era, AJ Lee was the standout of that era, of the Divas era, the end of the Divas era, you could say, because she just left before the Divas era kind of ended, right? She was kind of a standout. She kind of wasn't. She was it. She was the opposite of what the Divas was supposed to be about. The Divas era was about, and she just left before the women's revolution took change. The Divas era came to the end, and then the birth of the women's revolution, whatever. Nikki Bella also, she could say she's responsible for that. Yeah, she's responsible for that. That's what they call three-fourths of the horsewoman after SummerSlam, because because everybody said how bad the Divas era was, how her bad as champion was, how her run as champion, how that the talent of the women's division, how they were not whatever. It was not great. It was not a great time to be a women's wrestling fan. The Bella fans, Nikki Bella fans might disagree, but if you really look at the grand scheme of things, it was not the best wrestling. And AJ Lee unfortunately suffered from that, even though she was a standout. But now, since this is 10 years later, since women's wrestling is not a joke, not treated like the Divas era, not right. It's actually treated a lot more serious now. Obviously, it's been serious for years, but treated like on par with the men's wrestling, right? And the talent now in the women's wrestling, WWE is vastly much more superior than it was 10 years ago. And so the matches she could have now in WWE will be, she could have better matches in the WWE now in the future than she could have back then, even at 38 years old, even 10 years older than she was when she left. She could probably have better matches now because there's better talent she could go up against now. I mean, Becky Lynch would be the first, but you got a whole wealth of talent she could face. And I'm gonna just name off the top of my head. I've done it before in my stream and maybe other videos. I don't know. I know I've done it, but I don't remember if it's the stream or another video. But obviously, yeah, like Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley's hot right now. Rhea Ripley might be the most popular women's wrestler in WWE right now. Okay, Rhea Ripley. Obviously Becky Lynch. You got Liv Morgan's on the shelf. Roxanne Perez, and there's Roxanne Perez and AJ Lee. She's kind of inspired by AJ Lee. She's a fan of AJ. AJ Lee is her inspiration. Definitely to build upon there. Raquel Rodriguez, Io Sky, Asuka, Kairi Sane, right? Now Vicarious, Stephanie Valkyrie, SmackDown, Julia, Tiffany Stratton, Jade Cargill, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Chelsea Green. What, right? There's a whole Nia Jax. There's a wealth of talent now on both brands. And NXT, right? You got Blake Monroe, Jordan Grace, and Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan, JC James. Whatever. There's a whole wealth of talent right now, and that's for the women's division. That's not models. They come from models or anything. Most of these women some of these women are either when they be wrestlers growing up, they trained on independence at schools, or some of them were other promotions, and others were part of the NIL program, or had athletic backgrounds from the respective universities, and WWE decided to give them a tryout to see if they could become wrestlers, right? Like Tiffany Stratton, for example. Bianca Belair is a great one. I mean, there's another great talent, Bianca Belair. Naomi is from that era too, and this Naomi's different from that. Naomi was treated like a joke back then, but not this Naomi. I know she's away for a while, but whatever. Like when AJ Lee was the top of the game back then, the top talent within the women's division was like Natalya, Paige. I think Paige is too good for that division too. Like Nikki Bella. Who else? That's it. Caitlyn left. Eve Torres left, but they weren't exactly big, whatever. All right, whatever. But now that she's back, the future is bright for her because the talent is vastly greater in the women's division for her to go up against and her to feud with, her stories with it, feud with, go up against, team up with, whatever. Because, as I said, because it's a different era when she left right? It's a different era now than when she left. A much better era, especially for women's wrestling. And she could possibly have her best matches going forward now because of the talent now in the women's division. Okay? 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 All right, guys. What do you guys think? Like, share, subscribe, comment below. Thanks, guys. With that,